Hello, Tyler.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Welcome. We are
Nice
really
to be
excited
here.
to have you today. So Tyler is here. I'm gonna just remind everyone what your session is about. But we are talking about how BAFTA has helped you break into the games industry. So you entered it's called the Young Game Designer competition and became a finalist, which I'm sure you're going to tell us all about in a minute. And this has basically launched your career as professional game designer. You've worked at studios like PlayStation, Sumo Digital, and you are going to share how you broke into the games industry and all of the transferable skills that have helped you turn this amazing hobby into a creative career. So, without further ado, Tyler, why don't you just introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and tell us about what this BAFTA Young Game Designer is.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm Tyler Rotherham. So I'm a technical games designer. And yeah, so when I was about, I think I was 17, I applied for the Young Game Designers BAFTA competition, and ended up getting nominated for it. And so the Young Game Designers BAFTA competition is like this incredible competition for 10 to 18-year-olds where you can design or develop a game and then you get to showcase it to the game industry. And so it was like I found it off an Instagram post or something like that. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, that looks so interesting to do. But there's two main awards for the young game designers, those being the Game Concept Award and Game Making Award. So with the Game Concept Award, you can design out a game, come up with the idea, do paper designs and maybe artwork. I didn't do artwork because I can't draw a straight line to save my life. So I included a video with like a quick prototype on how mine would work instead. And so yeah, that was really interesting. The game making one is where you make like a larger prototype or an actual like full game that you can submit for the judges to go and play. So if you get nominated, you get to go down to the BAFTA House in London, and you get to showcase your game to like tons of industry professionals.
That's so cool. That's really cool. And how, I mean, were you always into games? I mean, at 17, like, how are you creating games at such a young age?
Yeah. I've always been into games. I mean, I never used to think that it was like a career I could actually go into because I used to look at games and be like, magicians must have made this. How do you take this idea and make it into something? And so yeah, from I think from when I was like 14 or so, and I started on like RPG Maker, making little things, making little concepts. And then yeah, I ended up taking games design and programming in sixth form, and started getting ready that way. But yeah, with the YGD, it was just while I was in sixth form, I saw it on Instagram one day, thought it looked like a fun challenge. And when I recognized the logo as BAFTA, I was like, oh, this is like a big thing, right? Like I always used to watch the BAFTA awards and stuff when I was younger.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was really cool. So I
that's
applied
really
for
cool.
it. Um,
And I feel like competitions, sometimes you don't think they're worth it, or
mhm.
you might be like, oh, is it really going to help your career? So how did it really help you open the doors into the game industry?
Yeah, so I think it's good to look at everything you do as I guess kind of like what's the word? Like an opportunity.
Mm.
So when I saw that, I was like, it's an opportunity for me to learn, develop, and improve. And if I put it out there, doesn't matter if I win or lose. I'm getting my name out there. People are going to see it. People are going to be like, oh, this guy really enjoys games. So if you're ever looking to get into the industry, that is what matters most, that people know you're hungry, because like you could be the best person in the world, but if you're not a nice person, if you're not interested in the thing which you're doing, like who wants to work in a team with that guy, right? So yeah, it really helped kickstart my career, because during the concept category, I went through the process of creating a games design doc. I'm thinking, okay, how can I convey this concept to complete strangers who have never seen my game in their life? And so it was a lot more about the execution rather than
Mm.
the idea itself, which is exactly what game design is. And so when I went down there as well, it was more opportunities to network. to make sure people know who I am, because they can't hire me if they don't know I exist, right? So I every single thing I used it as an opportunity, and I ended up getting 2 of my 5 game industry jobs through BAFTA related things as well.
Wow. Oh my gosh, amazing. So tell us a bit about your career journey. So you at 17 entered this competition,
Mhm.
and then did you go to uni or what like how did you actually work for say PlayStation?
Yeah, I was incredibly lucky, to be fair. I did games design in sixth form, and one day I saw an opening for PlayStation doing like QA testing, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know PlayStation was here. So I'm from Liverpool, so that's where it was. And so I applied for it. I ended up getting the job, and I was like, what am I going to do? Because I'm still in sixth form. I need to
Oh
figure
my
out
God.
how to.
Wait, was this a full-time job?
Yeah. So I just turned 18. So I turned 18 in
Wow.
April and I got the job offer in May. And so, yeah, I had to go to my head teacher and I was like, look, can I do this job? And she's like, yeah, as long as you get your coursework done, which I know you will, it's
So you
fine.
get your coursework done. You're like, I've already got a
Yeah,
job.
yeah. So it was very lucky. So yeah, that's how I started in games at PlayStation. I ended up quitting to go to uni, but I went and joined Sumo Digital, doing QA part time. And then I moved from there into like level design, but I kind of hate level design. I moved on to a job role doing like pure game design on Tales of Kinzera Zao, which we just won a BAFTA last year for.
Yay.
Oh, was it this year? Time is flying. It was this year. And then yeah, now I'm a technical designer at Double 11.
Oh wow. Okay, amazing. So would you say that the PlayStation job you got that because of the BAFTA? Would you say that that really helped because you obviously had something on your CV at 18?
Yeah, well, I actually got the PlayStation job before the BAFTA competition got back.
Ah, so why
So
how do you think you got that job?
yeah, so I think BAFTA helped a lot in that I had to go through the games design process of coming up with ideas and submitting them to people, conveying and selling myself. I think that was a large part of it. And so yeah, I do think that it really going through that process and being like, okay, industry people aren't scary; they are just people. So then going into the interview, I was kind of prepared for the kind of
Mm.
things which were going to come up. Um, so yeah, but definitely, there was one job where BAFTA sent me out to, I think it was Yorkshire Games Fest. I met someone there. That was my first like proper game design job, and then my other job was someone saw that I'd been nominated in the BAFTA competition. I think there was like a post on Facebook, and they just reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, do you want a job?" I was like, "Cool, yeah, I will take a job." Yeah. So yeah, even just the
Wow.
name like it
Yeah.
has helped so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
No, this is amazing because it sounds like, there isn't one way to get a job in the games industry. It sounds like you really got to put yourself out there. Like you said, take as many opportunities. So for anyone who does love games and they're at the beginning stages, that, they're that 17-year-old, what advice do you have on where to start?
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to start like, not just 17. Like the BAFTA competition's 10 to 18, so there's plenty of time. I would just say if you're like in university, not university, like sixth form or school now, in your free times, go and do a game jam or make a little game prototype. Definitely do the YGD BAFTA competition because that is a great way to make like a game prototype, and then you've got something for your portfolio. You meet new people, you network. Speaking of networking, again, like people need to know you exist. People need to know that you're actually interested and you're going to put the time in with this job, because it's a very competitive industry. So like if you can just get yourself out there, get talking to people, be cheeky. I have went up like the PlayStation job. I just applied for it. I was like, this might be cheeky. I don't have any, but like I got it. I've talked to people before where I'm like, hey, do you know? I think it was the sumo job actually. I was like, do you know anyone in the Northeast who might be hiring? And
Mm.
someone was like, oh yeah, let me put you in touch with this person. And I got my like second job that way. So just talk to people, be cheeky, show that you're hungry for the job. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is amazing. And obviously you said you're based in Liverpool. Would you say that that has is difficult because you'll say outside of London, or actually would you say that the games industry is very UK wide?
It's very UK wide. So I live in Newcastle now. I'm from Liverpool originally, but the Liverpool scene's quite big. We've got PlayStation. I'm trying to think of the other ones. There's Lucid Games. There's like quite a lot of opportunity there. In the Northeast, there's loads as well. Like people don't realize, like, you know, we have Rockstar and we have Ubisoft. Like GTA was made in the UK.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity outside London.
I agree. I agree. Well, that you are, a walking example of that. And what's one of the misconceptions of the games industry that I'd say now you're in it, you're like, oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. I guess one of the biggest ones is like nobody knows what they're doing. I feel like coming into the industry, you can be like, oh no, everyone else knows what's going on. They don't. Like we're just trying to make the thing. We're trying to make it work. Like there's no one way to make a game. There's plenty of
Mm,
ways. And yeah, even if you're like at the top level, you'll always be learning. The industry's always changing. I think game design specifically, there is maybe a misconception that it's like just about you come up with ideas all day, or maybe some people think it's art based. There's like very separate roles for a lot of things. So as a designer, it is somewhat about ideas, but it's about execution and selling them, and it's about problem solving. So
mm,
if this button combination doesn't feel right, okay, what other buttons do I have to work with? What can I do? What kind of system does that need? Do we need to showcase that via UI to art, and stuff like that? So yeah, there's plenty of opportunities, and it's you know yeah, it's not all
yeah.
just about one small thing.
One more thing. No, I know there's like so many different roles that I haven't even heard of. So um what like are some of the entry level roles in games? Like you mentioned that what is it, a QA?
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Sorry,
And
yeah,
what yeah,
yeah,
what's that mean?
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I forget. Yeah, so QA is like quality assurance. So my first job was like testing games.
Mm.
Well, actually, the first job I had was testing games, but specifically for PlayStation software. So it was like every game that came onto the PlayStation 4, we tested like thoroughly. What happens if you put it into sleep mode? What happens if you turn it off? And then I went into like full game testing where I was in VR all the time trying to break the game. Um,
Oh wow. So
yeah,
you just played games all day and got
yeah,
paid
that
for
the first job was, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, more entry level roles are. Sorry, 1 minute. Awful flu.
it? No, no.
Yeah, there's also a lot of like internships. So here at Double 11, we have quite a lot of like interns that come in that can be game design, programming, and I think they usually do that on the second year of uni or at the end of uni. Um, or you like if you have a good enough portfolio or know the right people, you could just go straight into like a junior role, and just start working, and you will learn more on the job. There's quite a lot of opportunities there.
Oh, no, that sounds great. Okay, well, yeah, hopefully there are a lot more roles than people have heard of, and that QA one definitely sounds fun.
Yeah, yeah, it was great. It was great.
If anyone does have a question, don't forget to add it into the Q&A box and we can ask Tyler. So yeah, don't forget about that. But what would be your one piece of advice, I guess, to your younger self? Yeah, what would that be?
That's a great question. What would my advice be to my younger self? I think I think when I was younger, I do wish that I would have done more game jams and more smaller projects, because like as a game designer or a creative in general, it's so easy to go with these big grand ideas, right? Like, oh, I want to do this and that and that. But I think if I just focused on really small prototypes of like one mechanic, but it feels really good to play. Another mechanic feels really good. I would just have like I think I'd have a stacked portfolio, and I think I'd understand maybe a lot of different sections of games more than where I am right now, where I guess I'm very specialized into like one specific role. Like I'm really good in Unreal Engine. So yeah, I kind of wish that I maybe cast a wider net.
What is a games jam?
Yeah, sorry. So
No, it's
I'm
good.
so
These are all
used to
great.
all these terms. So a game jam's like you could have like 48 hours or 72 hours to make a game, and you can like do that on your own or in a team. And so usually these game jams they have like a theme. So I think one of the ones I did was like the theme was something about like office life or something. And so we started making this game where it's like you have to manage all your office workers. So their like work ethic was high, but then their stress level was low. But then when we were making it, like not one ever goes to plan in games, and game jams will teach you that specifically. So like we ended up getting it to the point where like we couldn't get those systems working. So we gave the guy a bat and you just bonked people on the head whenever whenever they start getting too stressed. But
Love it. Love
yeah,
it.
creativity comes from constraints, I think.
No,
So
that
yeah,
sounds really fun. And you're probably working with people that you don't know and just coming up with crazy ideas.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like, where do you find these jams?
Yeah, there's loads online. I'm trying to remember the name. I think Global Game Jam is a really good one to take part in.
Global Game Jam.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll definitely add these links and stuff to
yeah.
the
I'll try get some together for you.
yes. Okay, amazing. We have a question here from Veronica. So she is actually asking, are there any specific programs or formats that employers in the industry like to see when it comes to game design portfolios? Would a variety be best? Or is there specific, yeah, what kind of programs
Yeah, yeah.
are they looking for?
So I guess for game design portfolios specifically, it's all about showcasing the game mechanics, I think, and also like game design documentation. So if you can make a game in Unreal or Unity or Game Maker or any game engine you can use, that can showcase your game design skills. If you're going in for a specific job, so say you're the person that you're applying to has a requirement like, oh, we want to see people who are really good in Unreal Engine, go into Unreal Engine, like maybe make something using that, and and then they can tick that off their little list, right? Um, so yeah, I think it's really wide in what you can do. You can showcase your games however you want. I know people who have done CVs as a game. They send a game to someone and they play through their CV.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah, so you can get really creative with it. But yeah, I'd say it very much depends on who you're going for. But personally, I would do like small projects, do a video if you can, upload it to like itch.io or something, and provide a link so whoever's going through your portfolio can go and play the stuff that you've made.
wow. Okay. I love that. Well, thank you, Veronica. I hope that helped. And then in terms of CV and portfolio, like, would you need both CV and portfolio?
um, I would always recommend it. Yeah, I feel like if you're starting out and trying to break in, people need to know that you can, I guess, do the things which you're trying to like do right. Again, you want to show that you're hungry and really interested in the industry. I don't think a portfolio is always necessary, but if you're trying to break in and you've got a strong portfolio, it's just so much better, right? Because it shows, hey, this person can actually do it, and they're doing it in their free time, so they're clearly very, very passionate and interested. Yeah, a CV I would always put, and a cover letter as well if you're applying to a new job, just to be like, this is what I'm really interested in. Give them all the details, tell them about all the cool stuff that you do. If you've done BAFTA YGD, if you've done a game jam, um, yeah, that's the way that I would go about it.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you, Tyler. Well, 20 minutes is basically already up. Are you happy, I guess, if people can find you on LinkedIn and ask you any questions? I know that people would love to connect afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I got so much help coming into the game industry, and so I'm always happy to try and give back or to talk to like young, really like keen, interested people about games and helping them get in because that's the help that I got to. So if you want to reach out on LinkedIn, I'll throw a link
Yay.
to my profile. Send me a message and anything I can do to help, I will do.
Oh, thank you so much, Tyler. And the Young Games competition that
Yeah,
Tyler has mentioned, the BAFTA one, is open every year. So I
yeah.
would definitely check out the website. I believe
It's open right now.
it's open right now.
Yeah.
So get your students, what is it, 10 to 18
Yep.
years old, you can join that competition. So again, we will send the links into the chat so you have them. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Tyler.
That's all good. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.